Hi, I'm Susan Murray, and I'm thrilled to be joining you once again here at the Ingles table. For years, I traveled the world, enjoying an amazing array of foods. Recently, I owned and operated a bed and breakfast where the world came to me, and I cooked for all our wonderful guests. Now I'm on to my next adventure. In my blog, A Woman Cooks in Asheville, I share my taste for the unexpected, both in the dishes I prepare and the city I call home. Asheville is an amazing town, home to eclectic haunts, fantastic farmers markets, great foods, and of course, Ingles. Today, I'm whipping up some fun new treats for you, like my fudge or brownies. Let's get cooking. This is a really easy recipe for brownies. It's actually one that I learned as a child from my mother, and what's great about it is you can make it as fudgy or as cakey as you like. We get into a lot of arguments in our house over whether it's fudge or whether it's brownies. So the first thing we're going to do is take 1 stick of butter, and we're going to add 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. We're going to put that in a bowl here, and I'm going to take that over to the microwave and melt it at about 50% power, put it in for 4 minutes to see, and then we'll check it again. And while that's in the microwave, we're going to get working on the cake batter. Right, so while that is melting, we're going to make the batter. Now the trick to this is in how long you beat your eggs. We take 1 cup of sugar, and we're going to add 2 eggs to that. Now if you whip these eggs up for a while, you're going to have a much more cakey brownie. I just make a very short, quick stir because we like ours fudgy. The difference is you'll be able to see in the color. So the more you stir this up, the more yellow it's going to get, the lighter yellow it's going to get. We're just trying to get just a mix here like this. Just like that. Not too much. And that's where I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm going to add my vanilla, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, there's that. And while we're waiting for the chocolate again, we're going to prepare our pan. Now the easiest way to make this is to use a 8-inch pan, and I line it with tin foil because that means I can pull the pan, the cookies right out and cut them easily. Just fold the paper back. And I also spray it first, again, just to make it easier to get out. It looks like the chocolate is melted in the butter, so you're going to give it a stir and mix it all together, which will help melt down the last little pieces of chocolate here. This is unsweetened chocolate, which is why we added so much sugar to the batter. So you can see it mixes together really nicely. And then we add that right here, getting all that good chocolate in there. Everybody loves chocolate, right? And we're going to put that there. Right, so then this is just a question of stirring the whole thing together, and you don't need to mix it up too much. So we just get that chocolate into the eggs a bit, just like that. And then over here, I have half a cup of flour, and I've added just a pinch of salt to that. Now that's why this is such a fudgy brownie, because it doesn't have a lot of flour in it, and that's why it's going to look very flat. If you wanted it less flat, you would have beaten the eggs more. So we're going to stir that flour in, just like that. Get it all around. And when that's just about incorporated, we're going to add a cup of chopped pecans. A lot of people like walnuts. If you like walnuts, go for walnuts. I've done this with pistachio nuts. I've done it with almonds. It's entirely up to you and what kind of flavor you'd like it to have. And again, get that all mixed in really well. Just like that. Scrape the edges, scrape the bottom. And there you go. That's your batter, ready to go. So we're going to take our pan here that we've prepared. We're going to pour that batter in, just like that. My mom used to do this. She would scrape the inside of a bowl till there was nothing left to lick, you know. So as a kid, we'd all sort of hang around and wish that she wasn't quite so thorough. And there we go. Now, one thing you can do if you want, I'm going to actually put some icing, some frosting on these brownies. But if you just want to make them just like that and you want to stop here, what you can do is to just take some sugar, either best is raw sugar, like turbinado sugar, but regular sugar will do it, and just sprinkle it across the top, and that will give it a really nice crunch on the crust at top. So that's ready. I'm going to stick that back in the oven. So. Okay, the brownies are cooked. These brownies cooked for about 23 minutes in a 350-degree oven. You'll need to cook the brownies until they're just set, so when you shake it, it doesn't move there, or you can take a toothpick and just stick it in the side and see if it comes out clean. Now what we're going to do is make the icing for this, and it's really simple again. It's very clean, not hard at all. I have one cup of confectioner's sugar, and I've melted 1 ounce of unsweetened chocolate again with about a tablespoon of butter right there. So we're going to put those together. We're going to add a teaspoon again of vanilla. And this is 2 tablespoons of water. And then just because I really believe in salt as a flavor enhancer, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I do like to just add a pinch of salt to the icing. You'll find that it just brings out the flavor. Typically people think of salt and pepper as coming together in a pair, and the interesting thing about that is that they're really not, because salt is a flavor enhancer. It doesn't give a flavor to the food itself, whereas pepper has an actual flavor to it. So more commonly you'll find that really chefs in big kitchens have salt and vinegar on their next to their stovetop, because vinegar, like salt, is also a flavor enhancer. It's just an acid. So now we mix that all together. And you can really mix it up and get rid of, if you have a whisk, you can whisk it and get rid of all those little lumps of icing sugar here. But again, my mom used to make this, and she never did that. And when I was a kid, I liked nothing better than going through the brownies and trying to find one that actually had a little lump of icing sugar left. So for my mother, I'm doing that. Give it again a good, get it all out of there. Now this is a wonderful kitchen tool. Everybody's got a spatula, but this is called an offset spatula. And what's great about it is you can get into all the angles when you're spreading, just like this, all the way around the sides. Get it right up to the edges. And then we're going to let that cool before we cut it. Right there. Once you've had a chance to cut the brownies, you'll see they come out like this. They're fudgy, they're delicious, and just perfect. So that's going to do it for us today here at the Ingles table. Remember, you can find tips, tricks, videos, and more on this great website, inglestable.com. Until next time, I'll see you online.